we got the opening round of the second round of the NASCAR playoffs for the Cup Series starting this past weekend at Texas Motor Speedway. Some big playoff implications that have happened. One of them, of course, being Kyle Busch, who was looking like an easy front runner at the start of the race, and then just before stage one ended, he thought he had a tire failure, and that wasn't the case, and then the car just snapped around on him, and now he finds himself on the bottom of the food chain here in the playoff standings. A couple other drivers who were running up front that ended up not having the results that they were looking for was Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick. It seemed like it was a back-and-forth battle with a lot of these drivers in terms of pit strategy, too. Obviously, at the end of stage one, you had drivers that were sacrificing the chance of earnings to go in pit. You had drivers that felt like they needed the stage points and they stayed out. And then you had non-playoff drivers who were trying to play a factor into this race as well. A couple to throw in there: Michael McDowell, who was eliminated in the last round, found himself in the top 10 in stage one and finished the race with a top 15 finish. Other ones as well: Kevin Harvick with a top 10 finish as well. Daniel Suarez and Chase Briscoe were a couple other ones that threw their noses in. Eric Jones. Bubba Wallace was looking like to be the favorite to the start of that race. Texas played a lot of different varieties this weekend for the Cup Series. Was there any surprises?
I know Bubba started up front, but I didn't actually expect him to dominate. And the end of the race certainly threw me for a loop because I thought for sure Bubba had it all sewn up. And William Byron just, shoo boy. He just come out of nowhere, and he didn't have to lead a lap except the last one.
And that's the one that matters most.
Exactly. So I was definitely surprised because I honestly thought Bubba had it.
Yeah, it seemed like he was the favorite all weekend long. If you go back and look, I kind of want to look back at practice here. Bubba Wallace, shockingly, was not a top 10 car at all. So it was looking like he would have been out the window early. Then in qualifying, he starts on the pole and leads a lot of laps with a front runner. Ends up on the podium. I want to check one thing quick to see how many laps did he lead at, because I'm pretty sure he led the most laps of that race. And
that
it's not,
I'm not 100% sure of. You know, Larson looked pretty darn strong there for a while too.
It looked like it was either him or Bubba that were going to win the race.
Right. Yeah, William Byron was not on my radar.
Bubba Wallace led the most laps at Texas, leading 111, and he was the only driver to have triple digits in the lap leading count.
Okay.
Kyle Larson led 99 laps. He was just short. Tyler Reddick like 36. So those were basically your top 3 cars all race long. Like I said, Larson and Reddick, for their end results, did not show the races that they had.
No, absolutely not. But then a lot of good cars got wrecked out, so.
Exactly. Now the question is, was there really much of a tire issue, or was it kind of just parts failing during race procedures? Because, yeah, we can look at Kyle Busch, but you also had Austin Dillon. He was basically the first one. And then you had J.J. Yaley. I believe he had a tire issue as well.
Well, what did you think about the racing overall?
Overall, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good overall. I mean, like I said, there was a lot of different varieties, a lot of, if you gave me a bingo card on this race alone, I think there were a couple things that I wouldn't have on that bingo sheet.
Right.
I mean, it seemed like Toyota and Larson were, or I should say 2311 specifically, and Kyle Larson were the head of the class. Good to see Hendrick get the 300th win for the organization. I'm trying to look at race results here quick. So Tyler Reddick did win the first stage. Chris Buescher, Christopher Bell, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe most, if not all, of the top 10 in stage 1 ended up staying out. Reddick, Buescher, Bell, Byron, McDowell, Elliott, Blaney, Briscoe. I believe those 8 at least stayed out. I believe Hamlin and Bubba did pit right at that point. Stage 2, Larson, Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin, the top 3 out of there. And again, RFK making noise, top 10 runs. And when it's all said and done, Byron leads the one and only lap he needed. Ross Chastain, the second place finisher. Bubba Wallace, your podium. Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick sneaks in for a top 10 finish. Brad Keselowski, Daniel Suarez. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Chase Briscoe sneak in for top 10s. And those 2 are, actually I should say 3, are normally when we talk about hot picks, those 3 are normally the guys we put in the underdog list.
Right.
Are we seeing a sense of hope in some of these guys now that there's no pressure for them since they're just running for the best points position possible?
Well, that could be. It's a quandary because it doesn't matter if you're in the chase or not. You still want to win.
Right.
And then if you are in the chase, then yeah, you have to try to maximize your points position, whether you can get the win or not. So, it's hard to say where each driver's mindset is at. I did pull up, Adam Stern said that USA Network got a 1.16 rating and 2 million viewers for the Sunday race at Texas, up from a 1.11 rating and 1.9 million viewers last year, though the 2022 race had a rain delay in the middle of it. NASCAR was the #1 sport of U.S. cable TV on Sunday.